Coronavirus. Wow. It is all you hear about. It's all you see on the news. It's all you see on social media. And for the small business owner out there, you have questions. Are my employees covered if they catch the coronavirus while on the job? Is my business protected in case I have to shut down? Well, that's what we're going to discuss on today's video. Hey folks, Jack Wingate here with ALLCHOICE Insurance. And we've been getting a lot of questions dealing with the coronavirus and its impact on small businesses specifically. And for the most part, there's not a black and white answer to any of the questions. So we did a little digging with regards to both workers' compensation and your business owner's policy. So let's start with workers' compensation. That's typically the easy one to deal with. And the question is, if my employee gets the coronavirus while on the job, are they covered? The answer is yes. But before we go further, let me say this. If you are filing a workers' compensation claim because you caught the coronavirus, it is imperative that we have the ability to see that you caught the coronavirus while on the job. So while yes, it would be covered, there is some proof that has to go along with that. So when in doubt, make sure you file the claim. Make sure you talk to your professional insurance agent and advisor beforehand. The second part is not as cut and dry, and that deals with your business owner's insurance. So there's a few things we need to think about with regards to business owner's insurance, and they are: 1, business interruption / business income; 2, hired and non-owned automobile coverage; and then 3, cyber liability. So let's tackle the first and most important one first, the business interruption / business income. Unfortunately, for most small businesses out there, there is not going to be any coverage if you are forced to shut down your operations because of the coronavirus. Whether that's because the government has said, hey, we need to shut down, there's no more gatherings of 10 or more people, restaurants having to shut their doors, restaurants having to not serve people in the restaurant. There's no coverage. You see, there's specific exclusions in all of these policies, and while I can't make a blanket statement for every policy, the vast majority, virus or bacterial infections like this, like the coronavirus, will be excluded. Now, if you're a restaurant, I will say this: talk to your insurance advisor, or heck, even call us here at ALLCHOICE Insurance. And let's discuss your policy, because there might be a little coverage under the spoilage and contamination of food section of your policy. And again, it is a very, very weak maybe, but there might be some coverage there. Now, in light of all of the government sanctions telling restaurants specifically that they have to stop taking people in the dining room, that they're having to shut their hours down, reduce hours, what we're seeing is the will of the small business owner coming into play and coming up with solutions to their distribution model. And what does that mean? That means takeout and delivery. So the thing we want to think about with delivery is, if you're asking your employees to make deliveries, first have a conversation with your insurance advisor to make sure that you are up to speed with all the implications. But secondly, to make sure that you have hired and non-owned automobile liability. That protects your business in case your employee goes out, gets in a wreck while delivering this food, and is sued. Because what's going to happen is the person suing your driver is going to see that that driver was acting on your behalf, and then they're going to sue you. So let's make sure that you have hired and non-owned automobile liability at least on your business owner's policy. Depending on the type of industry you are in, you might have it on on a business auto policy, but for restaurants specifically, most don't own an automobile policy, so you're going to pick up coverage on the business owner's policy. So make sure before you change that operation that you have that discussion. And then finally, we've heard about people working remotely. We see people working from home. And that means that we're dialing in, we're using the old interwebs more than we ever have before to transact business, to do business, what have you. And that brings in a coverage called cyber liability into play. It is a rare, a fairly new coverage in the industry, but it's one that you need to make sure that you have. You can ask your insurance advisor to add it on. Most of the time it's not an expensive add, but it's going to protect you in case your system is hacked, your system is breached, you've got all these employees going, using their home computers maybe, dialing in on unsecure internet from their house. You're just opening your business up to a whole new area of risk. So make sure that you at least have a conversation to make sure that, one, you have cyber liability, and if you have cyber liability, that you have enough coverage. Folks, that's been all for me today. I'm sure we will do some more of these videos over the coming weeks. If you at any time have questions, concerns, whether you're a client of mine or ALLCHOICE or not, please feel free to reach out. As always, make the best of a bad situation. Choose positivity over negativity. And until next time, see you later.